On a scale of 1 to 10, how sad are you to leave Pepe? 20. I know. He was awesome. Take him with me. Camino Grandpa. You better run, Jurgen. Rescue mission. Be free, friend. Let me see the bottom. Let me see the bottom. The tape. Yes.
He pulled some off.
Oh, you did. One of our German friends that we've been seeing since the wine fountain, he was walking in shoes, and from what I understand, they caused him some blisters, so he switched to his shoes that he was wearing in the shower, his flip-flops. So he's been walking in those, and I'm just impressed. But you'll see folks in all sorts of different shoes out here, boots and tennis shoes, etc. But that was the first person I've seen in flip-flops. So today he finally transitioned back to, I don't know if they're another pair of tennis shoes or what, but he said that something on the flip-flops started bothering him. So I guess he's just going to keep rotating out and let something bother him for a little while, and then, you know, get bothered in another area of his foot. But whatever works. You see all sorts of stuff out here, people with different size packs, and some that don't carry a pack really at all, and then some that are definitely carrying all of their things. But there is no one stereotypical pilgrim. Everyone out here is so different, but I guess I would say, just like all the other trails I've done, everyone kind of has that adventurous spirit.
Oscar? Oh, you're heavy.
I know, and my
Dang,
pack
big
is
girl.
heavier. My pack is heavier too.
That's what they Okay. Can we stop? Can we stop?
You are in an automatic toilet. You are allowed a maximum of 15 minutes, and the door is unlocked by the end of this time period. The wash basin is automatic. Place your hands in it, and water, soap, and dry air come out in this order.
I am in a fancy porta potty. Permanent porta potty. There's the water. Oh, I gotta go. Bless it. It's broke. No, that hurts. I think my favorite part of seeing all of these cathedrals and historical buildings are the ceilings, because they're all just so different and pretty in their own way, and that's really what I look forward to. I walk into a room and I immediately look up to see what's above me. Montana says she likes the stained glass windows, but yeah, the ceilings are my thing for sure. Now, maybe that's not what you're supposed to go in and appreciate in these buildings, but you know, it is what it is. The Golden Arches. They have the potato wedges in Spain. They have ketchup now. They're good. Yeah. Cheeseburgers taste better in Spain than in France. back to the wild roads of the Camino we go today. Right, Montana? You okay, guy? I just found this kitten in all this brush, and its little eyes are all infected and matted. I'm not really a cat person, but you can't help but feel bad for a baby when it's crying. So this couple comes walking up while we're inspecting the kitten. Thankfully, they spoke some English. We told them our situation. We're asking them if they know a vet nearby. They say not really close by, but they think that the best thing to do is just clean its eyes off, put it back in the brushy area, because they said that a lot of stray cats are in that area, and maybe it'll find its mom. But because its eyes looked infected, I didn't want it to end up in the same position, so I was pretty adamant about we're probably going to find a vet and take it there. So the couple goes on about their walk with their dog, and Montana and I called a vet. And this woman gets on the phone and she says, you know, what's going on with the cat? I told her that I was walking the Camino, but I would find a way to get to her if they thought that they could help it. And she said, yeah, if you bring it in, we'll look at it. Luckily, the couple circles back from walking their dog. We told them that we are going to take it to the vet, and we asked if they knew a landmark that we could tell a taxi cab, because we're just on a random spot on the Camino. And they spoke to each other in Spanish for a minute, and then they looked at us and they said, we'll give you a ride, just tell us where the vet is. Oh, she doesn't. We go to the vet looks at the kitten. She says he seems pretty healthy, except yes, for his eyes, might have an infection, but the eyes are okay. And she tried feeding it some soft food. The kitten ate just fine. And then she looked at me and Montana and she said, well, you saved a kitten today, and we'll either send it with animal control tomorrow, where they will take care of it and whatever's going on with its eyes, or I can give it to a lady that I know that fosters cats and then finds them homes. But before you go, do you want to name it? And we were like, I don't know what we would name it. And, you know, we're just kind of looking at each other, shrugging. And she says, how about Alabama? And we thought, okay, that'll work. That's good. But you know what? The vet didn't charge me anything at all. I mean, I figured they'd at least charge me the cost of some eye drops or a night of boarding, but nope, they didn't charge anything. So the couple dropped us off in an albergue back in Burgos that we stayed at last night. And then this morning we took a taxi back to the spot, and we didn't find any more kittens. So anyway, all's well that ends well. And I don't know, it just feels good that we had no idea how we were going to solve this problem, but somehow, out of pure stubbornness, honestly, we made it work. So that's what I imagine they're doing. Circling, looking. Whoop. I don't know. Oh my goodness, y'all, I about threw up. I stopped to pee. That's not why I about threw up, but I went to the bathroom, and then I got up and I started walking, and I was looking out at the field, and this farmer was plowing, and there were these birds flying over. And then I realized they're probably after the field mice that I've been trying to capture, because I hear them squeaking in the grass. And I was like, you know, it'd be cool if I could get a shot of those birds flying. Well, it'd be even cooler if I still had my fancy camera around my neck so I could try to get a shot of those birds flying. I left it back where I went peeing. Now, given it was probably a quarter of a mile or so back, but there are folks coming all the time on this trail, so I was just like, oh no. So I turned around and started high stepping back, and I see these two men on bicycles, And one of them looked like he recognized, like he was looking for panic in my eyes. I have sunglasses on, but on my face. And so anyway, I asked, did you find a camera? And I made like the motion for camera. And he was like, ah. And then he points back to his friend. And his friend pulls the dead cat, the little fluff ball, the little hamster is what I call it, on the mic or whatever. He pulls that out of one bag, and then he pulls my camera out of another bag. So they didn't even have it like loose out, so they could have been like, don't speak English, and kept going, and they didn't. They knew that I was probably freaking out, and they were looking for who it might belong to. And I'm just so grateful that there were good people walking by that found it. So I guess that might say something, hopefully, for the type of folks who are out here either walking or biking the Camino. And I hugged the man. I told him, I was like, thank you so much, gracias, and I gave him a hug. I hope he's a hugger, because I am. But anyway, that could have been bad, y'all. That could have made me cry today. But thankfully, again, good folks, buen Camino. Going down the only road we've ever known. Like a drifter, stubbornly hobbling into the next town, like, take a wild guess at how many miles?
16.8.
17.3.
Are you serious?
Yeah! Buenos dias from the Camino this morning. We stopped by the church before we left town, and it was actually a cool little unique church. This one had little messages, little encouragement of the day type deals, and Montana got one about boys, which I thought was pretty funny because she's been scoping out the boys since she's been here. And my particular message was either let go or be dragged, which was probably also appropriate in a way. So I've been seeing in these churches where people will light candles, and from what I understand, it can be for somebody who's still living that you have well wishes towards, or somebody that has passed away in their memory. I'm not Catholic, and I thought that, if I was to light a candle in one of these churches, that it would potentially be offensive. But I've heard from some of my Catholic friends that that is not the case at all, and anybody's welcome to light a candle. And so today I chose to light 2 candles for 2 different people who are no longer living, and I kind of carry some, I guess you could say, grief or pain with their memories. And so how appropriate, my little encouragement of the day kind of went along well with my lighting the candles to remember those people, and to also kind of leave some of that grief there. So anyway, I don't know, I think it's a good practice, and maybe one that I could use a little bit more of. Warm today. Montana kicks my butt on these uphills. Gimpy knees or not, old girl can fly on an uphill now. Teamwork makes the dream work. I am helping. Nobody else cares about miles, so we're gonna get it done. Montana! Goodbye to Burgos. Hello, Palencia.